Welcome to Scoring Tries with me, Aston.
Me, Kai Fagan.
And today we are joined by two absolute ballers from Harlequins, Cadan Murley and George Head. Thank you guys for coming on. How are you feeling?
Yeah, good. I'm good. I think
I'm a little bit nervous. I'm a little bit nervous.
What was the laugh about when he said absolute ballers?
I was you laughing.
No laugh.
This is top try scorer last season. We can't be laughing at me saying ballers.
Top try scorer last season, and what was it, second the season before?
Yeah, second the season before and won this year, so it's going well.
That's some doing though. When you're back from injury, I'm pretty sure you'll score some more
Hopefully,
tries.
hopefully next couple of weeks I'll be back fit, and then back into it.
Yeah, I love that. So what does it feel like when you become top scorer in Prem? Because that's some achievement there.
Yeah, you kind of don't really think about it until you like the last 3, 4, 5 games, and then you realise you're in the mix, and then you're begging boys to give you tries and stuff. Josh Bassett gave me a little run in the last game of the season just to make sure I secured that top spot. But it gets quite nerve-wracking towards the end. Like you almost put a bit of pressure on yourself.
I love that. So George, have you ever passed any tries to him?
No, not to him.
I don't think so.
I've only got a handful of tries. Couple last year.
Rounded Finn Russell for one.
Rounded Finn Russell and fell over before the line as well, which is always good. It was wet down. I thought Christian Waite was behind me, so I slid it in. That's why I tell everyone. But I'm not in the back of a maul if I score a try. So I don't often score anything from out of play.
They're the best tries, so teamwork.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I have to start off with the line out throw, and then I can finish it off.
Do you know what you need to do next time you're at the back of a mall? If you have a bit of space, you need to make sure you do a swan dive for it.
I don't think I've got the athletic ability for a swan dive.
This try is not teamwork. This try is all me.
Take all the attention.
All right, so that's where we're at now, but we want to take it back a little bit to where we started. So we'll start, George, with you. You're a school captain winning the NatWest Champions Cup.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Tunbridge. When I was in lower sixth, I had Benno was my captain year above. So that year we actually had a much better team, and then we got knocked down like the first or second round, so it was a bit of a disappointment. And then upper sixth I was captain, got through to the final, and then it was sponsored by NatWest, and my mum works at NatWest. And she tried her hardest, and she was the one awarding the trophy at the end of the game.
Oh,
so,
it's a bit dodgy to me.
That's
too much credit.
So before the game, she's like, "You got to make sure you win, because I'm not handing it to the opposition captain."
Just holding on to it.
No, luckily, and then we won. I think I was like 17, 18 at the time, but I still kind of look back at that as like one of the proudest moments. Obviously, playing for Harlequins is class, but captaining my school team to win that, it was quite a prestigious award as well for schoolboys, so I was quite happy with that.
What's it like bopping around the hallways after that?
Oh yeah, it was. My mate did the haircut for me as well, so I had one of the worst mullets ever, like no fading. Went into we had chapel, was quite like a posh school. We went in chapel the next morning, and we all got like a round of applause. I had to go up and accept the award, and I've got like no faded shaved side of the head. And this school, there's no beards or moustache or anything, so I was getting death stares from the headmaster. But other than that, it was good. Like, obviously walking around, all the young boys were looking at you like you're some professional man. I was only 17, 18 at the time, but I do look back on that. I think that was pretty cool.
We're gonna clip that photo, by the way.
Can I just say,
that's right. Okay. Yeah.
Now he's got a lovely fade, and Caden, it looks like you've got a mullet.
I do have the mullet. Yeah, I've got the mullet.
Can we get a little exclusive?
Yeah, you can get a little.
Ooh.
I've got the mullet. I'm growing it out a bit longer. Yeah, keep the tash and the mullet going.
So what about you? What was your school
I was a little state school, Bishop Wordsworth School, but we punched above our weight. We were in the NatWest Cup, which we didn't get invited into the Champions Cup. You had to pay school fees to get into that. So we were in the little budget cup, but we got to the final of that. We lost, so I didn't get to lift the trophy. But yeah, schoolboy rugby was sick. At that time, you think you're the man, especially you're in academies and stuff. There weren't too many people from my school that knew what rugby was, knew that you could go professional and stuff. So to be one of the only ones to go in the last few years was always a cool feeling.
What was it like then taking a step from that school and making it professional?
Wasn't expecting it, to be honest. I wasn't in anything until I was 16. And then actually remember the first game I played?
Yeah.
First game I played, Bristol tournament?
Yeah, Bristol
I want to say. Jed was a big, fat, loose head prop at this point.
Big boy. Big boy.
He runs a little line off 9, straight through, no look over his shoulder. Guess who's on his shoulder? Me, straight under the post. That's my first game for Queen's Under-16s DPP or whatever it was.
So you didn't play counties, you just went straight to academy
I played
rugby?
one game off the bench for county, but county coaches told me I'm too small, I'll never make it. Yeah.
Could we get their names?
So yeah, it was a bit of a different route in for me. There are some boys that have been in since under 14s or under 13s, but yeah, I came in relatively late, played under 17s and 18s, and then went from there.
That's mental, because normally what it is you go through your academy rugby, your county rugby, don't you?
Yeah.
And then you get picked up from the academies. So how did it even work out that you got picked up by an academy?
It was just literally luck. I played a sevens tournament, got called in, scouted from there, and they're like, "Do you want to come and trial?" Because in order to play, I'm from Salisbury, so I'm down West Country. You had to play Wiltshire and Dorset to get into Bath, but obviously because County said no, I couldn't get into Bath, and it was Quins that picked me up at a tournament in Newbury, and they said, "Do you want to come and trial?" And I went, "Yeah, go on then, I'll give it a good go." Driving every Monday and Thursday up to Guildford from Salisbury. My parents did some serious miles. So yeah, credit to them. But yeah, and then got in from there, and then that was the story.
That's mental. One thing that I've got to pick up on then is you two have both known each other since you were 16.
Yeah.
It's testament to a friendships that rugby make. What were your first impressions of each other?
I thought he was massive. I remember I think I was about 75 kilograms. How heavy are you?
Oh, it must be like 120 plus.
120 kilos
Yeah.
at 16, and I was like, this is different level.
But then I was benching with the scrum half, so I was 120 kilos benching like 50, 60 kilos. I was, and then that was at 16, and then we went up to like kind of under 17s. I was like, I need to lose some weight because now being big isn't good. But Cadan back then was like you said, he was quite small, quick, and it was the first time I saw him and I just thought, he's decent, but nothing. And then suddenly, year later, he comes back in and he's wham, and it's like, hold on a second, what's happened here? So now when the drug test is coming, it's always Cadan Murley first name on the testing sheet. But as soon as we got signed, like we lived together as well, so like we've been like real good mates since like 17, 18, 16. So.
Well, one thing I've got to ask you then is, because you're a hooker, but you did play prop, and if when you were younger it's because you're quite big, quite heavy for your age, I reckon you could rely on that to be a successful prop. But now I look at you and I say you could be a flanker. So how did your game change?
Well, it was, I think I lost the weight when I was 17. I was at school and I was kind of like I kept like I said, when we played a year above under 17s, it was like being big. Actually, I can't rely on it anymore because I'm playing guys who are way bigger than me, and I was like walking around the pitch half the time. So I did cycling as a sport at school and then lost like 20 odd kilos in like 6 months. And then it just makes rugby way more fun when you can actually run around the pitch. So I was like 104 kilos in my first year, looser, which is so light. Like obviously your first couple of years always kind of progressing through and trying to put size on and become ready for men's rugby. And then second year Paul Gostar came in, and in that first pre-season he looked at me and went, "Look, you're a very skillful player. You're not big enough to play loose head. I think you'd be a good hooker." And to be fair, like I've never looked back. Like I would never have made it as a loose head. Not big enough. Like it's just, you look at the likes like Finn Baxter, Joe Marlowe at Quins, like they're massive guys.
Would you have them in a fight though?
Maybe not. Yeah. I wouldn't fight Finn.
Maybe.
And if I ever had to fight Joe, I'd be pretty scared. So yeah, and then it's just like being a hooker, you're in the wide channels, like loads of moves and stuff. So like I've not looked back on it badly at all. I'm glad I did it. But yeah, it's just meant also I could lose a bit more weight and be a bit more mobile.
Sorry, I just want to say cycling at school is absolutely nuts.
Yeah.
Like my school, I
Don't
took
tell
my
me
bike
when
to
to
school and
private
it got
school.
robbed outside. That's actually crazy. So what about you, winger?
I was actually a flanker until 15ish, then moved to centres, signed as a 12, played my first year as a 12 at Isha Rugby Club, and then
Big rugby club.
good rugby club. I loved my time there. I think you went Worthing first year?
Worthing first year,
Yeah.
Isha for a little bit second year, then I moved
Those
position.
when you first come out of school and you're chucked into a first team environment and you're the Quins player who has to play well, and you get so much stick from all the older lads who've been there for ages. But I look back on those days, some of my fondest rugby player memories, like chucked in the deep end. The socials at that level are different.
You can't tell us about these now. You can't just say the socials at that level are different grade.
My first away game was Darlington away.
Oh, Newcastle.
Yeah, up there. Tough away day. We got the train up, had a whole carriage to ourselves, and then on the way back to the steam train, you get a bottle of port and a block of cheese, and that's your first chance. You've got to do the whole thing on the journey back. Whole bottle of port, block of cheese.
Did you do naked half an hour as well?
No, we didn't do naked half an hour.
Naked bus
I feel
train
like
journey.
Weird because I think I was I just turned 18, so I think they all felt a bit uncomfortable if I was.
Yeah, that would be a bit weird.
So now, at Worthing, I was with somebody, Edward Scissorhands, 2 bottles of wine, you and like another debutant. Lou's has to do a naked Spider-Man across the top of the bus.
That's mental. And you lost.
No, I won, luckily.
Oh, I don't believe
I
that.
was like, there's not a chance I'm losing to this. And then, it was now one of the boys who we lived with, and he did naked Spider-Man on top. Shall I explain naked Spider-Man if people don't know?
Yeah, explain it.
I need
Explain
to know.
it.
I don't
So,
know that.
you don't know?
No.
So, obviously you're naked, and then at top of the bus you've got like where you put your bags, like 2 rails.
Oh, yeah.
So you've got to climb like a top, like along the top of the bus.
So you've got like one arm on either
you've
side?
got one arm on either side, one leg in
matey
either side.
boy's just hanging about.
Yeah,
next to everyone's head.
he's everyone. People are like, it's like a punching bag for anyone. But yeah, I was making sure I was winning that initiation. There was not a chance I was doing that.
So you mentioned that you lived with each other as well. Did you do naked Spider-Man or whatever it is when you were in my house?
One.
No, not a chance. These boys stitched me up though. One Christmas social. The first years always have to dress up as a Christmas character kind of thing, and our year was elves, and they've all got their elves costume, and on our group chat they said, Jed, we're going as like, was it Christmas turkeys? And I was like, oh, okay, that sucks, but alright, fine. So I bought myself a Christmas turkey, and I started picking up something was wrong, because every time I go in, they'd be like, Jed, have you ordered yet? And they were like asking no one else, and I was like, something's dodgy here. And then I think I found out like the day before the Christmas social. So I've like scrambled around for an elf outfit. I've got like a jumper, found like a Christmas hat, and I was like, hopefully that would do. Get on the bus, and they were like, it was nothing compared to what these boys were wearing. So rather than being able to sit on the bus in my makeshift Christmas elf outfit, I was naked on the bus, driving up to Winter Wonderland through the streets of London. Had to serve drinks, but like completely naked. Yeah, so that's one of the stories he stitched me up with before. But just where I clocked on, because if I was dressed as a Christmas turkey in Winter Wonderland, I don't think I ever would have lived that down.
Going on a roller coaster.
Yeah, full turkey outfit.
That's unreal. I've never been stitched up like that. There was one time when I was at sixth form, we told everybody that we were going out. Well, we told this one lad we were going out in suits, never to. They did it. Everyone else was just some trainers. he was a bit odd, loved it, and I think he goes out in suits still. So that's good.
Ingrained in him.
Yeah. So what was it like living together?
Yeah, it was good. Obviously, as you're moving out of home, you're moving into a new. I've never been to Guildford before or anything, so it was very much learning the ropes. They all had their friends around them, so I was chucked into a load of different friendship groups, which I loved. There were some good nights out.
Yeah, some good
nights out. Good house parties at the academy house.
Who lived in the house?
So there's 2 like semi-detached houses next to each other. Me and Jed were in the one on the right, and Marcus, Max Coyle, and John Okafor were in the left. But then everyone who lived close, because it was such a dive, would just move back home with their parents, come like 2 months. And I think you left me you made it 6 months.
I made it 6 months.
You made it 6 months, and then you had enough.
The problem is we both couldn't play Xbox at the same time because the Wi-Fi was so bad. And I was like, fine, I'll move home.
I'll go home to my
I
nice
am more than happy
in Reigate.
I'm more than happy to move home.
Do you know what? It's funny because before you came, George made out it was you that left for your missus. So this,
You asked me, are we still living together? I went, no, he's living with his missus. I'm back home, so my parents don't live there anymore.
He's living in his parents' crib.
Sorry.